is Mitch Fenton, President of the Hall of Fame. I would like to thank and recognize the hard work of the board, and specifically the executive committee, Vicki Wolf, Dan Goldberg, Victor Reskin, and event co-chair Emily Lerner. Thank you all for your hard work. Many of you have interacted with Vicki. This is her 18th consecutive session of being our event chair. Without Vicki, we couldn't do this. So, Vicki, thank you. Before we introduce the new Hall of Famers, if there are any existing Hall of Famers that are here in our audience, please stand up and be recognized. Dr. Carnes, thank you, thank you. Okay, now it is my honor and pleasure to introduce in alphabetical order the newest members of our Hall of Fame who are present here today. For volleyball, Nancy Cohn-Fredrank. For golf, Myra Einberg. For volleyball, Bert Fuller. For media, Lee Jenkins. The Eli Sherman Pillar of Achievement for Susan and Henry Samueli. Water polo, Josh Samuels. Football, Michael Seidman. Gymnastics, Samantha Shapiro. Horse racing, Jeff Siegel. Soccer, Daniel Steris. And football, Bob Zelinka. Our organization advocates the development of our community's youth through sports with all the life lessons that are learned in competition. We support the World Maccabiah Games in Israel, the JCC Maccabi Games, and as you will see today, we give out a scholarship to a young sports journalist in the name of the great LA Times columnist, Alan Malamud. The next Sandy Koufax, or Amy Alcott, is out there in our community. By your presence here today, by the tribute ads in the program, your participation in the auction, you're helping to ensure that Jewish stars in our midst have the opportunity to excel. Finally, I'd like to thank American Jewish University for housing our permanent exhibit. It's a wonderful partnership. There are some interesting facts about this Hall of Fame induction. We complete the first father-son induction with Bob Gottlieb joining his son, Doug Gottlieb. We have our first sister-sister combination in the Hall of Fame with Savannah Levin joining her older sister, Camille Levin, in the Hall of Fame. And Ramona Shelburne is our first female MC. It's about time. Well, without further ado, let me bring up our wonderful MC, Ramona, please. All right, I'm going to do a little intro about Ramona. She was inducted at our last Hall of Fame ceremony. She was so much fun that we asked her to come back. So all you new Hall of Famers, you may be right here next year if you're exciting.
If your speech is good.
Yeah, exactly.
There's actually going to be a ratings card on the table afterwards.
Looking at her bio, I admire the fact that Ramona excelled not just on the field but off the field. All 4 years as a freshman, you were all-city honors in softball. Am I correct on that?
In high school, yeah.
Yeah. And as a senior, was the co-LA City Player of the Year. Academically,
At El Camino Real, can we get a woot woot? There we go. Thanks. There it is.
go
I get to shout out my high school very often. It's kind of cool.
Go Conquistadors, am I right?
Yeah.
Okay.
I used to know how to spell that. That was like our chant. Not anymore.
Valedictorian and student body president.
And I still have the gavel. Sometimes it works really well in marriage.
Star player at Stanford, and also four-time academic All-American. Wow. So you've seen her. She's an NBA insider and a senior writer for ESPN, and these photos attest to the challenges you've had. Let me do some interviewing here. Ramona, first of all, how tall are you?
How tall am I really, or what do I say I am? I'm actually I mostly say I'm 5'2" because I'm a tick under, just a little, but I'm wearing shoes, so I'm always going to be 5'2".
So does that make your job easier?
I have learned that it will, although there are some very funny instances, as you can see, where most of the photos of me in action are in me interviewing very, very tall NBA players. And so sometimes when you have a time to stage this, you can get a box and stand on it and all that, but when it's right after the game and you just run onto the court, you're like, my whole thing is that I think you kind of learn to adjust to whatever you are, and you just got to get low. It's about leverage. You get down, and then you get underneath the herd, right? And then it's like Twister. And so most people don't see it coming, right? You're so short, and then all of a sudden I'm right there, right in your face. So, yeah.
So first things first, I should have done this before anything. Congratulations, you're expecting.
Oh, yeah, thanks, dude. So I can't tell you if LeBron James is going to be here, but there will be a new little boy in town in September.
Woo! Have you picked out the sports? Soccer, softball?
Oh, all of them.
Oh.
And even, soccer,
What about you, besides softball?
So I played soccer growing up. I loved both sports, actually. And I played basketball, but I was kind of too short, and I grew up watching the Showtime Lakers, so I would go out there, and I was no-look passing. And one time, I think my career sort of ended when I was dribbling, and it was just practice, and I was playing at ECR. My coach there, Lori Chandler, she used to like to play with us. She would jump in. And I grew up watching the Showtime Lakers, so I just razzle-dazzle, man. That's what we do. So she was the trailer, I was the point guard, and I threw a ball off the backboard hey, there's the pass. And she was like, don't ever do that again. You are not Magic Johnson. Although I thought I was, and I had a little player. But no, I was a softball player in high school, college, and I had to finally give up soccer because at some point you just can't do both. I was going to dueling club soccer and softball tournaments. And my dad, who's with us today, can you guys give him a shout? Thanks. His name is Jim. He would always take me everywhere, and it got to be if the tournament wasn't 10 minutes away, we couldn't make both games, so I had to choose which one had a better future.
I found out recently that your husband,
Yeah.
Nevin, was an award winner. At
Yeah.
one of our past-
He was the Alameda Scholarship winner when he was a senior at Cleveland High School. And so it's really cool for me to get to give out that award today to an ECR grad. You guys, another ECR shout out.
So with all your hard work with the NBA, I'm sure you had a grueling last few weeks, and with everything else.
Yeah, the sweep was really good.
I'm sure you want to go on a vacation. We really appreciate you coming here and serving as our MC under these circumstances.
Still that LeBron guy. I don't get to go until he decides where he's going.
You have any predictions?
Oh, I've said this on the radio, so I can say it here. I've always thought he's coming. So, but I don't know. Some things have to happen still. So don't report anything, you aggregators out there.